Hi, this is Glenn, the webmaster of CayennePepper.info. Thanks for dropping by. If you're watching this video on YouTube, I hope you will visit CayennePepper.info for more information about the incredible health benefits of cayenne pepper. I want to, in this very short video, just tell you a couple of important things of what to look for when choosing your cayenne pepper powder. Before I do that, I want to apologize for two things. Number one, I kind of have a bad haircut, so I'm wearing a cap today. My Detroit Tigers 1935 championship cap. And number two, I had a guy email me telling me that my videos were sometimes so monotone that he says I needed to put cayenne pepper under my eyes just to keep awake. So some people are just smart, Alex, but that's okay. I appreciate the feedback. I actually thought that myself, and looking at some of the videos, I needed to be more animated, I suppose. So I apologize for that. I also apologize for the lack of quality with this camera. It's not the best camera, but I think it's sufficient for what I'm trying to do here. So let's get to it. Enough said. What do you look for when you're going to buy your cayenne pepper powder? There are basically three things that I look for. Well, besides the givens, like, freshness, you want to look for the most fresh cayenne pepper that you can. You want to look for You want to choose a cayenne pepper powder that has a minimum of 30 to 50,000 Scoville heat units. If you do that, it'll be plenty hot enough for you. Most people, once they get used to cayenne, they want to increase the dosage. I guess I'm no exception, but they start using the 70,000, the 90,000, even the 140,000 cayenne pepper, which is very hot. But you need to build up to that. For beginners, I recommend you don't even approach that. So I suggest, so you need to look at, of course, the heat, because there's a certain degree of toleration your body can accept in the beginning. So I'd say start with 30 to 50,000 Scoville heat units. That is uh, sufficient. It's also going to give you plenty of medicinal or therapeutic qualities to it. Number two, look for the color of the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper colors range from a light brown, a darker brown, brownish red, and to red, to very bright orange-ish red color with maybe 80% orange, 20% red. That's the ideal color to look for. And the reason that's ideal is because that cayenne pepper is teeming with beta carotene, which is of course a very important nutrient to you and me. So that's ideal. That's that bright orange reddish color. On my website, on this web page, at CayennePepper.info, it's entitled Choosing the Best Cayenne Pepper Powder. I put a couple of graphic images to give you an indication of just what it should look like, that ideal cayenne in terms of color. Cayenne, and next, the next point that you should look for when choosing your cayenne pepper, you with freshness, if you can get your cayenne pepper powder at a health food store, that's what I recommend. Although you can buy it at a grocery store, I don't recommend that because the freshness is not going to be as good. If you can buy your cayenne from a herbal wholesaler, I think, or a health food store, that's best because then it's fresher and you tend to get the most optimum freshness from those. You should also look for, ideally, for herbal wholesalers that have their herbs compiled and processed in EGMP compliant facilities. GMP stands for Good Manufacturing Practices, I believe, and most drug companies have that kind of standard as mandated by law in the creation of their products. So the cleaner the facilities, the better. So that's, you always can't find that out, but if you are kind of partial to a particular wholesaler online, there's some good ones that in particular I am looking at and I've been testing. I think you should ask them, just, do they have a GMP compliant facilities? If they don't, that's not necessarily a total negative, but most of these herbal wholesalers are small organizations as it is. The larger, the more bureaucratic an organization tends to become, and therefore the products tend to be less high degree, tend to have a lesser degree of quality. Okay, so that's basically it. That may be simple, but that's really what you should look for. Um, I won't go into price, but like I said before on other pages in my website, as well as with these videos, I've seen Cayenne sell for as little as $1.67 a pound. That's the exact price. I've seen it sell for as much as $22 a pound. A pound of Cayenne is going to last you a long time. So even if you are really in a frugal mode right now, which I certainly understand, the economy is hard for a lot of people, me as well, then I suggest then you could buy that 167 a pound type of Cayenne in your area, and that would be tremendous for you. But you know, ideally, you should look for the best Cayenne you can, balancing the degree of heat that you can tolerate. For beginners, stick with 30 to 50K SHU cayenne pepper powder. Okay, so that's really it. Thanks for watching. As always, I like to hear from the people who check out my videos, as well as those web surfers who visit my site. I always enjoy the feedback, even the negative feedback about being monotone in some of my videos. I'll definitely work on that. Thanks for your patience with this video. I hope it's been beneficial to you, and take care.